You can throw boom at the same time. As he punches, boom, and you go down.
Absolutely.
It's all about moving after you punch. As soon as you punch, you're gone.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that.
Hey, now, if you know what you're looking at, the guy must be around 150 right now, 153, something like that. And you can really tell when he's sideways.
Mike Tyson has finally broken his silence after training alongside Gervonta Tank Davis ahead of the highly anticipated showdown with Jake Paul, and the boxing world is on fire with speculation. Having closely observed and mentored Davis in the gym, Tyson couldn't hide his excitement over the champion's new form. Tank has returned looking more dangerous than ever, showcasing a noticeably bulked-up physique that's left fans and analysts stunned. With thicker arms, a more defined upper body, and his trademark explosive speed still intact, Davis's transformation
Can't really tell, but when he turns sideways, the guy is a wrecking ball. He's literally a baby rhino out there. And I think that is the idea for him to bulk up and be a little powerhouse out there. And I'm all for it. I'm gonna tell you in this video why I think that's the best thing for Tank and why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you guys another workout of mine. Let me be absolutely clear with this, all right? I'm not trying to say that I'm a great fighter. I'm not trying to say that I'm better than you. We all know, Lord knows, that all you guys in the comments are Olympic gold medalists. You guys are fantastic fighters, and I can't come close to the level of great technique and great fighting that you are. I'm just working out, all right? And I was definitely trying to hit the bag as hard as I can. I was really working on my hooks more than anything. Now listen, I know that I'm trash, all right? So, you know, just look at it and be like, okay, showbiz trash or whatever. Or if you want to be inspired and you're on a journey like I am, I'm trying to get back. I'm trying to not look like I'm 45 out here, all right, other than the gray and the beard, all right? If you get inspired, please let me know in the comments. Other than that, all you Olympic gold medalists out there, I'm nowhere on your level, all right? But if you want to see it, it's going to be at the end of this video. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis. Listen, the reason why I think he will be knocking on 160 pounds is because I think that's his walking around weight. And I have receipts for all this shit. You guys remember what, 4 or 5 years ago where he missed weight against Gamboa?
Mike Tyson recently revealed that he's leaning slightly toward Gervonta Tank Davis in the upcoming fight against Jake Paul, and his reasoning comes down to pure punching skill. After spending time training with Davis, Tyson said he was blown away by Tank's explosive power, precise timing, and rare ability to generate knockout force from any angle. Tank's punches are different, they've got that real snap, that old-school power, Tyson reportedly said. While acknowledging Jake Paul's growing discipline and improvement, Tyson believes Davis's natural instincts and superior ring IQ give him the edge. According to Tyson, if Tank stays focused and channels his aggression properly, his punching technique could be the key difference once the two finally meet in the ring. During the conversation, ESPN's Stephen A. Smith didn't hold back, insisting that a knockout is the only path to victory for Davis. With Jake Paul's massive fan base, strong promotional backing, and the sheer spectacle surrounding the event, Smith warned that Tank can't afford to leave the outcome in the hands of the judges. Tyson agreed, pointing out that he's seen many fighters lose close decisions simply because they didn't finish strong. Adding to the excitement, Tyson went as far as to say that Davis could be the modern-day version of himself, a new
Be the pick against Davis. What are your thoughts about this upcoming fight?
See, I kind of lean towards Davis a little because of his style of fighting and what makes him different than most fighters that I once did is when he punches, he catapults himself in the air. And normally in the air, you're out of position, you have no leverage. But for some reason, myself and Mr. Davis, our best point is when we're leaping in the air, like being catapulted to punch up. because he's not much of a guy that punches down as we saw with Pitbull Cruz. So what's his name? Pitbull Cruz gave him his hardest fight. But
Right.
he was a very aggressive guy, not like Ryan. Man.
Yeah, you talk about Isaac Cruz. Definitely, he gave it an aggressive fight.
Yes.
But I thought that particular fight, Gervonta showed me boxing skills that I didn't even realize he had because, Pitbull comes at you and he's very good defensively, so he covers himself well. But I thought Gervonta did a great job boxing in that particular fight. Here's what I think. I think this is the kind of fight Gervonta Davis is going to have to get the knockout because Ryan Garcia is taller. Obviously, he's fighting at a catch weight with that dehydration clause and all of this stuff, but he's longer, he's taller, he's got a jab, he uses it to avoid that power that Gervonta Davis is going to give him. He wins the fight. I think the only way for Gervonta to beat him is to knock him out. To that, you say what?
I believe he can beat him if it goes the distance as well.
You think Gervonta can beat him if he goes the distance?
He's going to win the fight, yes.
So you got him winning this fight?
Yes, I do.
Nakisa Bidarian, Jake Paul's business partner and co-promoter, recently admitted that while Jake holds a clear advantage in size and strength, he can't match Gervonta Tank Davis's experience inside the ring. Bidarian acknowledged that Davis has spent his entire life in boxing gyms, perfecting his timing, distance, and power against elite-level opponents, skills that Jake is still developing. Jake's bigger and stronger physically, but Tank's been fighting since childhood. His instincts and fight IQ are on another level, Bidarian said. He added,
and Gen Alpha, they are the two biggest boxers in America, and they're putting it all on the line. One has the speed, the skill, the accuracy, and the one-punch knockout power. The other has the size, the force, and the unbreakable confidence to make this must-see Netflix. The size difference is obvious, but so is the skill and experience difference. One man has been doing this for 23 years, since the age of 7. The other picked up the sport 5 years ago and has virtually no amateur experience. So the size difference is what makes this plausible. The king of the jungle here is Tank Davis. He is the lion taking on the young elephant that is Jake Paul. The lion is looking at me like he's about to eat me. The lion is fast, he's fierce, and he's fatal when he strikes. But the young elephant is big, powerful, and hard to knock down. Friday, November 14th, the jungle will be set in tropical Miami, Florida, and the world will be watching live on Netflix globally to see who the victor will be. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, there will be a victor because the fighters have agreed and the commission has approved a maximum weight of 195 pounds for this exhibition. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds. The fight is 195 pounds, Tank, as you know. The fight will be contested over 10 3-minute rounds, and when Tank and Jake enter the squared circle to go to battle, they will be wearing 12-ounce gloves.
Nakisa Bidarian has confidently dismissed concerns about Jake Paul's size advantage over Gervonta Tank Davis, insisting that physicality alone won't decide the outcome against a fighter of Davis's caliber. He explained that the heavier catchweight was arranged mainly to balance out Jake's relative inexperience, not to give him an edge. Bidarian also revealed that the Paul vs. Davis showdown wasn't a spontaneous matchup, it had been in the works for some time, originally following—
Jake and Tank are gonna happen November 14th.
Whatever weight they want, man, they're talking about it, and whatever it is, it's gonna be a definitive outcome. People can talk about pro, exhibition. We're gonna make sure this is as real as it's real.
Why was it, just out of curiosity, why is it not a professional bout and why is it an exhibition? Because I'm sure Jake would have taken the professional bout.
Nothing's been communicated as yet in terms of what it is, right? Similar to, if you remember with Paul Tyson, when we announced it, we didn't have the weight, we didn't have the rules, particularly in terms of the number of rounds, the minutes, the gloves. It's gonna be the same thing here.
Gotcha. Can you just offer us any insight as to how these negotiations were? And the reason I ask is because I remember back in March, I was at Tank's fight, And after his fight in his press conference, he was asked, next opponent. He said, well, my next opponent might have been in my locker room tonight. And people asked him, was it Jake? He made reference, he made allusion to. Has this been an ongoing thing? And has it ever, been at a point where it wasn't gonna happen and came back, or was this always the plan?
Always been the plan for Jake to fight Tank once Canelo didn't happen. And to Tank's credit, he's a real bad dude, and he's been calling out Jake for 3 years. And people, it's funny how now they're saying size matters, Jake is big, when for so long it's been Tank would kill Jake Paul. Now you get to see if that's real.
Just here at Los Naranjos in Viva, España, and I found out that Gervonta Davis is now fighting Jake Paul. So Jake Paul was supposed to be fighting AJ. Eddie Hearn announced 99% done, which we've just spoke about. What next for AJ? Potentially Jake Paul. But it now looks like that Jake Paul is fighting one of Anthony Joshua's legs. He's fighting Gervonta Davis, somebody who's a quarter of his size. I don't even know what's going on. Has Eddie Hearn been played? Let me know what you think, but the AJ fight with Jake Paul's finished. Gervonta Davis, fake Paul, November. I don't know what's going on in the world of boxing. This is an absolute joke. What next for AJ? We'll get into this, and there's so many questions I want to get into in the next episode, but I hope you enjoyed this one. And yeah, I just thought I'd give you a quick update because the news has just come in, and I'm just trying to relax and play a bit of golf, and I can't. I've got to get it off my chest. I'm going to add it to this video. Hope you enjoy it. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit like, share, and subscribe to the best channel in the business, Frotch on Fighting, and we'll see you very soon.
Ryan Garcia sharply criticized the matchup, questioning its legitimacy and calling the idea completely insane. He argued that modern boxing is losing its credibility, comparing the sport to professional wrestling and claiming it now resembles WWE more than a serious competition. According to Garcia, fights like this damage the integrity of boxing and make it increasingly difficult for fans to take the sport seriously.
Today we're going to talk about the boxing world and another fight that Jake Paul just booked for his joke of a career against a 65-plus smaller guy than him in Gervonta Davis. Jake Paul is a circus sideshow for low IQ incels. Nobody should be falling for this carny bullshit about him being a real fighter. Gervonta is a million times better than him, so he has to handicap Gervonta's skill by being a giant lab rat with a 65-plus weight advantage over him. This is a joke. This is a mockery to the sport of fighting. The best are supposed to fight the best. Why is he fighting a guy that's, in his last fight, Mike Tyson, who, he's got a 40-year age gap between them? Why are you fighting a guy that should be in line for, the early bird special, not fighting in a boxing ring and Mike Tyson? Now you're fighting a guy who is, tiny. He's a 130-pound fighter. You fight in the 210, 220 weight range. So, this is another joke in Jake Paul's career. He claims to want to be a real fighter, but, he's not taking the real steps to be real fighters and fighting, top 10 guys and fighting the best guys in the world. He fights, these circus sideshows against guys that have no business being in there against him. So, I guess this is the state of boxing. It's dead. UFC took over, and, this is what you get now. You get this YouTuber who, is on Lizzie McGuire, and he wants to claim to be a real fighter, but he doesn't want to fight real fighters. So, I think it's ironic, though. Why would he hire a lawyer to sue people that say that his fights are fixed if they weren't, allegedly? So, I don't know. It's kind of weird. You guys do the math. Let me know what you think in the comments below.
Promoter Eddie Hearn has issued a stark warning to Jake Paul about the dangers of facing Gervonta "Tank" Davis, cautioning that the YouTuber-turned-boxer could face serious, even devastating, consequences. Be careful what you wish for, Hearn warned, calling the matchup a clear mismatch despite its massive commercial appeal. While he admitted the fight could be seen as a 50-50 in terms of hype and marketability, his message was unmistakable.
We know that Gervonta is going to fight Jake Paul in November, and then we'll see what happens if there's an AJ fight. Be interested to go from Gervonta Davis to Anthony Joshua, but I don't think the Chavez fight is terrible. I think it's a smart bit of business.
Meanwhile, Jake Paul is wasting no time raising the stakes, boldly declaring that he plans to deliver the knockout of the year when he faces Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He's clearly not treating this as just another fight. He wants a defining highlight that will dominate headlines. Paul's public statements make it clear that he views this bout as his opportunity to silence critics, prove his legitimacy, and create a moment that cements his place in boxing history. By promising the biggest
fighters, because this thing is going to be watched by hundreds of millions globally. Jake, give the people one thing that you can guarantee that they're going to get on November 14th when they tune in to Netflix.
Yeah, you're going to see the two biggest fighters in America go head-to-head with an amazing card. World championship fights back-to-back-to-back. And that's just how the MVP way we do it. And I'm going to come for a knockout of the year again. I've seen it in my visions. I've seen it in my manifestation. I'm sleeping this guy and going to create the most viral knockout ever.
Many boxing fans online have accused Gervonta Tank Davis of avoiding top-tier opponents like Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez in favor of chasing a bigger payday against Jake Paul. Critics argue that Tank's choice of opponent is motivated more by money than by a desire to test himself against the sport's elite. However, others see this criticism as unfair, pointing to Davis's impressive resume. With an undefeated record, multiple world titles, and victories over some of the toughest fighters in his division, Davis has already proven his greatness. Calling him a ducker, they argue, dismisses years of hard work and dominance.
We wasn't gonna ever fight no Shakur Stevenson, no Keyshawn Davis, no Teofimo Lopez, no none of them dudes. You know what I'm talking about? We gotta think and look at Tank Davis's whole career. He done made some bread, but at the end of the day, all that bread that he made, when it's all said and done, he ain't gonna get no respect from his peers, because we gonna look down his resume and we gonna be like, he was trash, he was some trash, he was some trash, he was alright, but he was never like that. He was okay. He was some trash, he was some trash, he ain't did nothing. Hey, that's just what it's gonna be at the end of the day. Get mad, a moment of silence for all of the Gervonta Tank Davis meat bushes that's biting blood out their bottom lip right now. Hold on, let's have a moment of silence. Everybody, bite blood out your bottom lip. Hey, I know you're mad, but you can't do nothing. Y'all can't do nothing about it.
Some are calling the upcoming fight a blatant money grab, one that prioritizes cash over competition and turns boxing into pure entertainment. The massive size mismatch, combined with hype-fueled promotion, has led many to view the event as more spectacle than sport. Critics argue that it cheapens boxing's legacy and risks serious harm to the fighters, all in the name of financial gain, showing just how far the sport has drifted from its traditional values. Some even go as far as to declare that boxing is dead, claiming it has strayed too far from its roots of fair competition and genuine skill. They believe celebrity-driven matchups, mismatched opponents,
Like the internet will give it to you straight, no chase. In sports, Gervonta Davis and Jake Paul have a fight coming up. I ain't even gonna call it a fight, because it ain't. If Jake Paul's involved in it, it's a great acting job. You know Mike Tyson could have just knocked Jake Paul's face into the canvas, but he got paid to pull punches, otherwise he wouldn't have got paid. I'm pretty sure the same is going for Gervonta Davis. It's a quick money grab. Yeah, most of y'all gonna be suckers who tune in. It's just a quick money grab. That's all I'm saying. Ain't gonna be no fight. I don't give a fuck how big Jake Paul is. He can't take one of them little mother tank punches. Yeah, tank move furniture. Move furniture. Catch that motherfucking move furniture. And Jake don't like his furniture move, so he gonna pay him not to hit him again. If you really want to show out Gervonta, sign a contract that you ain't gonna hit him, because if you hit him, you lose all the money. And then whoop that motherfucker's ass, put him to sleep, and get him out the boxing game once and for all.
However, these criticisms overlook everything Gervonta Tank Davis has already achieved. He's captured multiple world titles, maintained an undefeated professional record, and delivered highlight reel knockouts that prove his elite skill and power. Choosing a high-profile, attention-grabbing fight at this stage of his career doesn't erase his past accomplishments or diminish the legacy he's spent years building. In today's boxing landscape, where promotion, media presence, and entertainment value.
The casual, but what about the hardcore boxing fans? Won't we stand up and put some value on fighters that dare to be great, that respect the sport of boxing and not just the business of boxing? Ryan Garcia never been a champion. Shout out to Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia never been a champion. Making more money than these guys, Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez, right? Ryan Garcia, the less accomplished fighter, was just main eventing in their last fight. Devin Haney was the co-main event, and Teofimo Lopez was playing third fiddle. Where was the hardcore boxing fans' dollars? Where was the hardcore boxing fans' appreciation?
Paul fight, or is he simply out to prove that he can dominate anyone, anywhere? Share your thoughts in the comments below.